Hello everyone and welcome back to Township Tale. We are back on PC version and today we're going to do something a little bit more community based as we have done before, but we're actually going to do it in the game. So we are going to be reading your comments on the Township Tale videos that I have posted over the last 4 years or so. We have our starter stuff here. I had stuff in the server before, but now we are starting again. So we're just going to do that. We're going to read comments as well as just build up ourselves on the server. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Well, remember to like the video, mates. That way you can make more of this series. You can also sub to the channel and follow me on Twitch. I would appreciate it very much if you did. Well, with that being said, thank you, mates, for checking it out, and let's go ahead and jump in. So as the start, let's go ahead and hit our first comment. Oh, there's some stuff happening up here. We are covering the recent video release for the Township Tale SMP. We've had a few comments, a lot of enjoyments coming from a lot of people, and this is what they had to say. So, Funnyman Cyber, yeah, it's back. Kaz, 2 years later, let's hope it stays. And then we have Aiden, it's been like 3 or 2 years. Yes, 3 or 2 years, kind of in the premise of this whole thing. So, to give you guys a little bit more emphasis on exactly what it is that's happened with the SMP episode recently, is that that footage, like the comments stated 2 or 3 years ago, it said, that's also how old that footage is. Basically what happened is that a lot of that footage before the part you see me fighting the worm in the cave, particularly this part, that was recorded 2 years ago, up to this point. So the mates aren't actually around anymore. So I know there's a lot of people who are really hoping and have been kind of sticking alongside it to see what's happening, see what's going on with that. But I needed to explain exactly what it is that happened. So Zog is MIA, we don't know where he is. He's never messaged us, and he had his own channel going for a while and he disappeared. Omega is busy because he has a kid now, if any of you who didn't know it, and he has his own personal life stuff to do. So it's really only me. So I really can't do it on my own, and I can't involve people because it's not my thing. I just had to kind of clear out what happened. But I know with the way that the end scene happened in that episode too, that's just to leave a little bit of space to determine exactly if anything will happen in the future. So don't be expecting too much soon from that. I have to discuss it in further and we could see where things go from there. So the next episode is We're Off to the Tower, the Township Tale quest version, the D&D bot. A mate, Wei Chen, has asked, why is there a number when you kill a mob? What does it do? So the number when you kill a mob is because of the mod. The mod detects the thing, the entity that you are taking out, and gives you XP for it. So that's basically how that one goes. Do people still play this game? It used to be the best VR game, Tales to Tell, with this one. Some people do, but not as many as they are before. So the highest is right now is that there's a couple of mates playing on a different server I just ran into today, and then 5 others playing on this server right now. The whole thing with it is that PC is dead. Simultaneously, the reasons for that is because not everybody owns a PC. There was a hype for the game, but it was mainly coming out to Quest, which I'm sure you mates already know at this point that it already isn't that great, because Quest is cheap compared to a PC, but that's for the Quest version, which is low quality, has less people. But for PC, you would need a probably $2,000 PC to get anything done, and then you would have to have the game, which is free on PC. But that's why. Everybody owns a Quest, not a PC, especially since there's a lot of kids who bought it, so that leaves a bit of leeway to be a problem. Personally, walking back into this, I just had to say how gorgeous it was coming back, and when I got enthralled by the amount of detail that I witnessed before me walking into this server, it blew my mind. Only a few people play this game on the PC. There's a few people who still play it on the Quest version, but then again, it's low quality, and you know, it just depends on what you can get. So this next one is on my beginning my new series, which is the first episode of the D&D bot from McVinney 2012. What server is this on? I heard you mention Oasis. So the server that I played on is Valley of Souls. I originally was on Oasis, but that was like the first starter episode that I did when I jumped on Quest, and then I moved to that server to check out the bot. So that was the whole premise on that. Files, random stuff. Thank you, Digi, for coming out with ATT content, because I still love have the game, but there's just no content on it. Well, fair to say that, yeah, you're not going to get much on it nowadays. It's a game that's kind of struggled, and plus right now with the devs not really touching on it, not really moving anything forward, or progressing or growth in any form or fashion that's helping people want to stay engaged. They are busy working on their new game. I forgot what they called it. I've been looking at it because they are a game company, so they have to make multiple games, but I feel like it's still a little bit weird when you're not actually maintaining a game that you already have. But then again, I don't know what exactly is going on over there. I just know that it was recently that a lot of the devs for Township were let go from the company, so I don't know. There's only so much I can do myself too for this game before there's nothing else. I'm trying to do as much as I can for the game for the people who love it, but at some point there will be a cutoff because the game is limited. Unless Ulta starts coming out with more stuff, there isn't going to be much to cover. But I will try as much as I can. A skull dude. I wonder if that guy likes bones. Oh, he did. He absolutely did. So, welcome to the group. Township Tale, D&D. Log the Bros says 751 best township transition. Which one was that? What did I do? I don't know if that's supposed to be there, but I guess we'll leave it. I think it was the cauldron transition. I could just post it up on the front, and I mean, I love transitions as much as the next person too. So that was a very specific choice for me to have. From Toasty, with a lot of Y's and a major slash of underscores. Liked the video, didn't like that he copied and pasted the first part to pad the runtime. He fixed the W. Yes, so that was an accident. For some reason, what happens is that on Premiere, which is my editing software, there is a bit of a thing that happens where you can export an entire sequence, which is where you can mark in and out between videos along the timeline, and then it'll just export that portion. But for some reason, it re-defaulted it to the entire timeline, so the previous video that was right behind it, and then the video that was right in front of it, which is the part I wanted, that was not supposed to be there. So I did have to go back after I saw that comment, because I did read this one already, and I had to fix that error. I don't like that concept of doing that for runtime, because it's not like anybody's going to watch it anyways, because most people end up dipping out on the video like halfway through. As far as the analytics show, is that everybody just kind of dips. Checking out Quest ATT, and that was the first time I jumped on Quest, but there's a mate here named Itchy who has quite the comment. I honestly had a blast playing this game and met a good handful of really helpful people of all ages. I remember dropping one of my swords down through the planks of a starter tower platform. I was literally crawling on my back, stretched out under the boards to get it back. It was a lot of fun crafting my own gear in this game. I definitely recommend it. Yeah, that's one of the premises about the game that is actually great to have. It's because, yeah, you get to craft your own stuff. Because that was one of the aspects of the game that got me into it too. The blacksmithing system in this is what was so fascinating to see. But of course, once you do it all, it kind of wanes your attention and all, but then again, I don't think this game is really meant for great and grander things. Township is not supposed to be an intense game. It's a calm setting game. It kind of like everything that's in this game is here. Like anything you could do, and that's kind of the thing, is that people's attention spans have just been waned so much that a game like this doesn't get as much hype, because it's supposed to be a simple game. It's still a definite recommend even from people who don't end up playing it anymore. But yeah, like there isn't much to expect when this is it. It's not a game that gets new additions every week. It's not one that has like a major like cycle. Like the only thing you get that's different is cosmetics. It's supposed to look nice. It's not supposed to give you like advantages and anything, which is unfortunate that there are games that do that, where it's basically just pay to win. This is pay to experience. That's what people need to realize about Township, is that it's not something that's supposed to go far beyond than what it is. So I might be repeating myself, but I think people need to know that. You were meant to destroy the Sith, not join them. Oh, it's Gameplex. Love you, mate. How are you doing? Yeah, this comment's old, but He's a full dedicated PC player, so I think he's gonna have some resentment towards Quest's performance. Since it is for the cheaper option, which is owning a Quest headset, it has a vast stronger community to it. But then again, there are mates who are doing modded stuff that add new features to the game, which is cool. I just wish it was more visually there, especially like when it came to Voodoo on PC or the D&D bot, is I end up doing my own effects because that's what I would like in the game. But then again, modders don't really have access to that kind of stuff. But yeah, Gameplex, it's okay. It's not gonna kill ya to watch these vids, you know? So this is from Toasty with multiple Ys again. You should do a video grinding D&D nerdbot and Valley of Souls. Well, see, the thing is, I did kind of start that, so we have a whole series going on. Clearly, you may have already just heard about that. But grinding it is a bit of an issue because, like, how could that possibly be in any form interesting? I can't think or conceive an idea in which that's interesting where it's not just in an absurd speed run. I do not like speed running. I don't like that kind of stuff. Similarly, we are developing story in those episodes, so I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, definitely not speed running anything. But then again, I don't think grinding really refers to doing too much of that. But that's where that premise is going to be. Lovely. So this next one is from Alone No Life. Okay, mate. I wish there was cross-platform for PC and Quest, but sadly ATT's time for updating has come to an end. Maybe this game could grow a little bit more if it was crossplay. If they had the system in order to do that, it might actually make people come back. Because people would be able to finally experience PC who have Quest version, and then when they have to go and buy a $2,000 PC. Crossplay still allows that capacity if we had it, but then again, who knows? We might not ever get one. Bucketar G, you should start a server, please. Yeah, keep forgetting about that, because I have my PC server, which you might have seen me in, which is in a video that we'll get to eventually too. That one is the PC version. I haven't started a Quest version now that I think about it, but then again, I don't really see the purpose in starting a Quest version if there's no reason to really be in it. Because at least if when I'm on PC and I have my server, I can do whatever I want, having prefab for the PC version, but Quest doesn't provide any reason to make a server for me, because I have the PC version. Unless I could get something that actually makes it seem like I can manage it, then maybe. But personally, there's no reason for me to start my own server on Quest. Carson Pickle, yeah, you should check out some of your fan servers, but then again, there's not much of a difference. There's a reason why I check out the servers on PC, because in those, people actually try to make this look different. They try to make some alterations because they have access to prefab. There's not a reason to join Quest servers because they all look the same. The only difference that I find in D&D bot is because it has a D&D bot. It actually has something that's different. And I know it's probably something where it's just like, oh yeah, get to hang out with fans or something like that. But you can do that in other servers too with extra stuff. So if you guys do end up wanting to find me at any point, then you would have to join a public server. Celebrating 100 episodes of A Township Tale. So yeah, yay. We did 100 episodes finally. And that's kind of thing where things kind of started to trickle out. But we have our mate Venomous Viper Ken. I love the name. This game is only as dead as people say it is. As long as people are able to host their own servers, I see no reason we can't continue playing it after the game stops receiving updates. I hope I will get to play it with my friends someday. Yeah, the problem that a lot of these servers had too is that their admin management weren't very on top of things. Ow! So there was a lot of differences in the server, as you saw. Like we explored Township Tale, we explored Dungeon Tale, the Forgotten Tale, like all these different kinds of servers. But the problem is it comes down to admin management, and if people aren't taking care of the server and making sure things flow properly, then it's going to be a problem for everyone and anybody who plays. The problem is that the masters are saying that it's a dead game, so it's driving people away. Even though I have stated myself that it kind of is, I say it kind of is, I am still here now, playing the game. Get out of here! A guide to ingredients and where to find them episode. I didn't realize that I titled it after the books. In this episode, there is a mate that says, "What armor are you wearing?" So the armor is like, well, clearly it's a cosmetic because there's no armor in the game, but it's the what was it called? I always forget the name. It's a cool outfit. I like the detail on it. So when I saw this outfit and I was able to get this color palette, it was really nice, and I enjoy wearing it a lot compared to my other one. So from Adrian. Oh, is it Andreas Stettino? Your name is like several names and different variations, so it took a minute. But in your statement, I love how even when the games are done for, you still make videos on it. I just hope that they release P2 so they will work on ATT. I guess that is true. I never thought about that perspective too. That it takes so much time to develop a new game from developers, especially if they're a smaller team. I'm a little surprised that they start letting people go, but you know, I don't know how exactly the systems work when it comes to industries and game development, but you have to spend a lot of your time on something new before you can go back to something that you've already done. So I do hope so too, because that way ATT can be worked on and can be better maintained, and maybe eventually crossplay. But let's not give too much hope into it. That's one of the issues too, that people get angry and upset when something doesn't go their way, even though it was never planned to begin with. Logan VR, I'm pretty sure he's just logged, bro. It's nice. Gordon Ramsay. I'm pretty sure there's another mate who's that. I don't know what it is about these shifts and their aggressive behaviors, but I think I kind of get it, because you're feeding people food and you don't want to poison them. Like that I can understand. So I guess that's the reason, and there's like an arrogance to cooking if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. So I appreciate that compliment with that video, because yeah, I do like cooking in some aspects. So this was checking out the Forgotten server. As you may know, that's the one we are on. From Potato Fish 7151. Hey man, I've been playing the server for so long and I'm shocked you're playing it. Would love to catch you if you return sometime. I'm here. So this was on my more shoutouts episode. This one is a little bit tricky because this episode I know I called Township even though I wasn't actually in the game, but I think if I am to do any Township stuff related like this, obviously, then to do it in the future, I need to do this stuff in VR. In this episode, we kind of shouted people out, and we actually have a comment from a couple of them. So call me Zach, or Zax. Thanks for the shout out. A bit more about my channel is what to come. I made a trailer of Project Township, which was my first server. Due to circumstances, it unfortunately died out, but a rework is in the make. Prestige, powers, and quests. A very streamlined server. Once they release, I will continue the channel and show off more, maybe even another trailer. That would definitely be an interesting, but it again shows another premise there that I think is a bit of an issue, is that they started a project and then it dipped out. And now they're trying to do something to bring it back. But see, that's like a good moderation because they want to do stuff. But that's only if they're doing stuff. But they can't really let themselves stress about it if they can't work on it. Because if nobody's going to be there, then why put effort into it? So then we had Obi-Wan Peroji. Other Toad is a bot creator. She's showing off her bots that she coded. As for my channel, you caught me when I was on a break from vids, but I'm back to upload regular again. I only focus on ATT because it's really the only thing I play. I was glad to feature you in the episodes because I heard you were a pretty big one for a lot of people watching ATT stuff too. I don't know when the last time you uploaded from this point. It is currently... no way. It's May 20th already? Dang, summer's coming around real quick. So his last upload was about 3 weeks ago from this moment. So that's actually pretty good to know, but we'll see how much more he can upload, but it's not going to be as consistent because, again, ain't that much. So this was on my end of solo series, so that's a series that you may probably remember went on for a while. Because, yeah, we played basically the standard way of the game, and we just did it on our own to build up my server. So we have a comment from Kate Boo the Noob. We actually shouted her out in that previous episode that I just mentioned. And she says, love the energy, would love to join you sometime. I think it'd be great to join up with her as well, and anybody else who uploads any sort of, well, I shouldn't take that, what the heck was I doing? And anybody else who uploads anything Township Tale related. That is kind of the issue when it comes to doing some story stuff, is that if nobody uploads simultaneously, it kind of feels like a not worthwhile game to watch. I haven't seen too much of her stuff recently. She uploaded 6 months ago from this moment. I did watch that video, but I don't remember what exactly she said that she was doing. But she's been off of Township for a while at this point. So Xstone 3336. I think he forgot to build the barrel in the tavern. I saw that in the episode before. Yeah, you know, the barrel's never something I really think about when I'm doing that kind of stuff. So from the Brewing and a Holy Nightmare, RX Forever 886, I usually call the deer dice-like. If you guys don't know what the spelling is, D-A-I-S for the dais out in the forest, the deer. If you're quest players, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just kidding, I know that you know what it is. It's just that you guys haven't really got to witness them yourselves. The actual pronunciation for those creatures is the days, which I think is kind of a kind of thing, because there's a whole Christmas poem that you can find around Christmas time. They say it in like all kinds of beautiful and warm ways. This is how you're going to spend your days, and it actually shows like in quotation for days in there. So it says that it's supposed to rhyme with ways, so it's days. I get yours because it does have that kind of spelling too. I like to call it deus because it's more mystic. It sounds like a mystical creature, and they are creatures of power in some sense. So this one is on my paying taxes to myself, because even I owe myself some things. Automaton Sings. Oh, Automaton. I know the one. But yeah, and his little thing, he says, achievement. Kill a mithril terrabotta with just a flint without dying. That actually would be a pretty good hardcore achievement. A while ago I asked people to comment on the post that I made about any achievements that would be in the game. Nobody said a thing, so I guess that's a botched idea. So that would be a good one, but unless we end up getting more comments or any messages on it, we're not going to be hearing from anybody. So this is on my From Amateur to Majestic Swordsman episode of the solo series. There is a mate by the name of Taco Bronson. I love the name, mate. It's a very, very character. You got yourself a character there. That could be potential. It says, I'm getting a PC very soon. I'm very, very excited. This was almost a year ago at this point. Literally a month from now. Yeah, that is exciting because you're going to play the best version of the game possible. Plus, on top of it, PC isn't just about Township. You get to add other games. If it's your one dedicated game, I can understand why you would play like Quest. But buying a PC means you have access to way more games than you think. And I know that Quest has its own variety of games, but it's still very limited. He also said you can carve pumpkins. Yes, during Halloween time you can carve pumpkins to make some jack-o'-lanterns, which I think is a very cool part of the game. Which is it's not like it has a means to anything, but it's pretty fun to look at. But this is from T4God. 20 minutes and only 3 views. Bro fell off. Thank you. Yeah, see, the thing is, I was still regularly uploading those episodes after I was done with them too, so for that to happen, I don't know, which is funny because it is the one episode where he said that it's only 3 views. It got the most comments out of the entire series so far, from what I've read back. It has 11 comments on it, which I like to see that a lot because it means that people actually did see it, interact with it, and that's my favorite thing. Because I'd like to read comments, I'd like to see what you mates think. So this is on my Hammers and Mazes solo series. Very single-handedly keeping A Township Tale alive. I don't know about that. I think it would still be as active as it was. I wouldn't call this alive. I would say that there's barely clinging to life. No matter how much you would say that you needed to say that, we definitely didn't keep it alive. Not on this channel, but yeah, it's something. This is by Chrono03. I will be the first to claim the like button. Well, I hope you did get it, mate. So this was on my The First Trial Room solo series. Can you make a video showing how to get to the first combat trial? You just watched it. Ain't nothing major going on there, but I gotta tell you, it's pretty straightforward. You go down to the mines. You just keep going because eventually you reach level 10, it just leads you into the combat trial. There's nowhere else to really go. The only way you can miss it is if you go down the hole, pass it, literally a full metal cylinder on the ground, and go down the tunnel that leads you further down. That's the only way you can miss it. Alright, so this one is the kicker. This was the A Township Tale announcement. Alter is changing episode. where a lot of people had a lot of things to say because I had brought up the fact that Alta is moving on with further stuff. They had let go some of their developers for the game. So this is by hashtag with a 5 and S. Township Tale about to become a city story. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to assume it's a game that fell through because the developers might have not maintained it, if that's my take. So this is by Savage Gaming 4133. Bro, you legit sound like someone from Nova State. I don't know what that is. This was by RX4 Ever Again. Man, I am an atheist, but I'm still gonna play Township doesn't shut down. I love the game so much. My take on it is that Township won't shut down, it's just going to be lost into the abyss of space. It's going to be, it's basically the game that sits in the void. It's one of those games that sits in the void from the Deadpool movie. There isn't any games in that movie that's in there, but it's basically that same concept. Well, I think I'm going to stop there for the Township comments. I would like to keep going with this, but that's up to you, mate. If we get enough views on this, if a lot of people are actually interested in watching this, then we'll keep going. But this might be where we stop then on the comments until further notice. Oh, no way. Hold on. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Look what I found. I'll take that. Love it. But this is where we're ending, mates. Let me know if you guys want to watch any more episodes of comment reading. But if it goes nowhere, I got some things to figure out. So, I'll leave it to me to tell you the rest. Bye. Hi mates, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then consider subbing to my YouTube and follow me on Twitch. It shows me that I can post more and that you love what I do. Also consider dropping some likes in the video. I would appreciate it very much. And with that being said, I thank you all and hope you have a good day.